Hey y'all, it's Natalie Eskew here, and I am about 6 weeks postpartum, and I want to talk to you today about diastasis recti. That's not actually the technical term of the condition, but it is what you will see it across the board as when people talk about it. So basically what it is a separation of your abdominal wall. Now, everything has to move to make room for the baby. It would actually make sense that those muscles would need to be knitted back together postpartum. The main thing to keep in mind when you're talking about diastasis recti is you need to fix this before you do crunches, before you do twisting exercises. A lot of people call it the mom belly, where this part of your belly will stick out like that. It's actually typically because you haven't knitted those muscles back in together. So I'm going to show you how to diagnose the problem, and there are varying degrees of diastasis recti. Most people are like an inch. If you're 3 inches or more, this is really, really important for you to learn these exercises that will knit it back together so that you can move forward in your workouts. Now, I am not a doctor, so feel free to talk to your doctor when you go back for your postpartum visit at 6 weeks. A lot of doctors, even though your OBGYN is not necessarily like supposed to diagnose muscular things, they know, so they can help you diagnose it. I will show you how to do it at home. Pause. Okay, so I have my handy dandy assistant, and I'm going to show you how to diagnose diastasis recti. So when you're lying on your back, as you can see, your back arches right here. So one of the things that you're going to learn very quickly is that what you want to do is you want to tuck your pelvic forward and draw your navel into your spine. So the way that we're going to test this is take 2 fingers. You are going to pull your navel into your spine. You're going to lift your head up like you're going to do a crunch, and about 2 inches above your belly button, you're going to push in. Now, if you're like me, I have about an inch separation, so I can literally feel the sides of my abdominal muscles right here. So if you can't feel it with the 2 fingers, you might need to go 3 fingers, and then you're like, okay. So I have a very small separation. My separation is about this big. It's the 2 fingers, the sideways, not actually widthways. So what I want to check is when I come up again, I'm blocking my assistant. Can you see her? I want to check and see how high that goes. So mine's consistent about all the way down, and you also want to go below your belly because there are muscles there. So there are some women who will separate 3 inches all the way down, but you should be able to feel when your abs are contracted where they are. You might need, if you're a little bit more overweight, you might need to push a little bit harder, but I can obviously feel that that's where my abdominal wall is. Okay, so the next part of this is how can we fix it? Down on your back, that space that's in your lower back area, all we're going to do with our hands to our side is we're going to tilt our pelvis up and tuck that in. Now you can bring it back and let your back naturally curve. You're going to exhale. Really try to concentrate bringing these muscles around and in. That's your transverse abdominis, the human girdle, and tucking that belly button to your spine, lower back to the mat. Now this is your very first exercise that you are going to do to start activating those muscles again. Once you can do this, we can add in an arm lift, keeping that lower back to the mat. I know that sounds really simple. It's actually quite challenging. That's your exhale. And if you need to, because those muscles are nice and tight, you can relax in between. Always tuck that spine again. It's almost like a complete pelvic tilt there. And you can go up and around, keeping that lower back on the mat. You're going to hear me say that quite a bit. And down. So that's 3 different beginning exercises for diastasis recti. Now, what we can do next is, Callista likes these exercises. We are going to start extending our legs. So it's going to start with tucking your pelvis, and you can lift one leg up and one leg down. Switch sides. My back wants to pop up, so I'm just going to make sure it's nice and tucked. Exhale and inhale. But I really want you to concentrate belly button to the floor. What did I say? Belly button to the floor. Now, Once you've gotten that exercise, we can extend our legs. So belly button is down, my hands are down by my side. I'm going to walk that leg out. It does not touch the ground and come back in. Now, if you watch, it's very easy to pull this back up. So what am I going to do? Pelvic tilt, belly to the ground and back in. Now, it's actually easier to do one side at a time. You'll find it a little bit more core control, but work your way up to where you can alternate sides. Next thing you can do is work a little bit more on the back of your body. So we're going to belly button to the floor, pelvic tilt up, and we're going to push through our heels and activate your lower back, your lumbar support, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. We're going to go back down, keeping that belly button to the spine. What a lot of people do in this exercise is they keep their back arched and then they lift through here, and it's just a leg exercise. It's not a core exercise. Drives me bonkers. So what do? Are you tired of hearing me say it yet? And up. Okay, there are some other exercises that you can do when you have diastasis recti. You can do side planks. They work your obliques. Anything that works the side of your body, totally fine, just as if you were in pregnancy. You do not want to do anything that crosses. You do not want to do anything that makes you curl all the way up, because that is your abdominal wall. You want to avoid planks until you can tuck those hips under, not arch your lower back. So I'm going to show you what to avoid, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you do a correct plank. And it might start you off with like a 5-second plank. Don't be mad at yourself. This is too important for you to knit back from the inside out, because if you don't do it now, you will have to do it later. Just saying. So if I'm going to do a plank, let's face it, we're not going to be doing planks all the way up on our toes. So I'm just going to show you on the knees. My hands are directly beneath my shoulders. Now, what I can do is I can really tuck. You see how straight my lower back is? My core is very tight. My belly button is to my spine, just like I was on the floor. Now, what most people do is they let it kind of hang. That does not help your diastasis recti. So tuck those hips under. If you cannot do this, you do not need to be doing push-ups, because what happens is people do this. You don't want to do that. Typically, they say it takes your body about 4 to 6 weeks to change. So take it slow. For instance, I am doing plyo. Plyo is a very core-focused workout. So I'm not doing things on my toes. Every exercise is on my knees. If I can't go all the way down without dropping my core, then I'm not going to go all the way down on tricep push-ups. Same thing for chaturanga. Stop yourself, control yourself. Slow and controlled, small movements from the inside to the outside. And feel free, when your DVD is focusing on a core exercise that you cannot do, what do? You do one of like the 6 to 10 exercises I just showed you. So this is a problem that a lot of women have that they don't realize that they have. So I hope that this helped you. Please post questions below. I will be doing a Periscope about this as well, but you guys get the best video. The Periscope, you will be able to ask me live questions and I will show you. Thank you for watching. Natalie Eskew here. Callista Gale. Have a lovely day.